And welcome back to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Today we have been talking on this episode about mistakes that retirees make, and not just retirees, some of us make in our savings plan. We're diligent in saving, but we may have put it a little bit in the wrong place so that when we start to draw it out for living expenses or
other than not saving at all or not saving enough, this is pretty much the biggest mistake I run into.
Wow.
Is having all of the money in a never been taxed account.
And if you're just tuning in, Wayne was just describing in previous segments that could be taxed up to 3 times and cost you thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you had made a comment earlier, well, we're going to be in a lower tax bracket in retirement, right? That's not the case.
In theory.
In a lot of cases,
Right.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It's the opposite, you know. So many people should have taken the hit earlier on in life.
Okay. So you're thinking, when you say that, I'm thinking like a Roth IRA or something like that.
Not only Roth IRA, many companies have Roth 401ks,
Oh,
right?
really?
Where you could still save in your 401k, it's just you're not going to get the tax deduction.
Okay.
Or you can do Roth IRAs, right? You could also do after-tax money. If you have a spouse, you know, which you do, you can have a joint account, you know, at a brokerage firm, right? You know, a Schwab or, you know, we use TD Ameritrade or Fidelity, just a joint account with investments in it. So then when we go get money from that account, all we have to worry about is, you know, capital gain taxation. We don't have to worry about 100% ordinary income tax.
Okay, wow.
If we have money in a Roth, we can pull money from a Roth, and that's not going to hurt us tax-wise or with Obamacare.
Okay.
Now, it does hurt us, I believe. Again, I'm not a CPA. I'm a certified financial planner. But I believe that Roth contribution or Roth withdrawals cause your Social Security income to be included in taxable income.
Okay, wow.
Not Obamacare, though. So
Sure.
you got to be careful there.
Right.
You know, so that when ideally, you know, just to make it quick and clean how to solve the problem, you want money in IRA, 401k type stuff, never been taxed.
Okay.
You want money in Roth or Roth 401k type investments, and you want just after-tax accounts.
Okay.
You know, just normal mutual funds, stocks, bonds, that's not in a 401k or IRA. It's just in an individual or a joint account if you're married.
Okay.
And, of course, your savings.
Sure.
That's ideal.
Right.
Okay, if you want to add a perfect situation, you have a big cash value life insurance policy on top of that, where we could pull money out tax-free, doesn't count as any income to anybody, and we have 4 pots of money to pull from, plus our savings.
Well, this is, you know, we've been doing this program for, you know, some time now, and this is what you have been preaching this entire time is making, you know, your safe money and your risk money and the diversification so that you don't get penalized every time you need to do something.
Well, that's next show.
Oh, that's next show.
All we're talking about today is tax
No,
and having a pile of money in a never been taxed account.
So the person that made the big mistake and they've tied up all of their money in the company's 401k, is there a remedy? Is there a way to, I mean, can they roll something into something else?
No. So the remedy what we have to work around, if they're under 65, is the Obamacare issue. The making sure we keep their income under the subsidy limits. So we need preferably a paid off house to pull from their home equity line.
I see.
Up until they're 65. Or we use credit cards, you know, or right before we go on Obamacare, we take a big pile out of our 401k and we make sure that we do it before the tax year. We're going to go on Obamacare. We're just going to know we're going to have to pay a big hunk, and that'll carry us until we're 65. The other thing is if you're in a 401k and say you retire, sometimes the employer will let you carry a loan past retirement. In other words, you can take a loan out before you retire from your 401k, no tax, and the employer, even though you're gone and retired, will still let you carry the loan and pay it back. A lot won't. So it all depends. So there's, equity line, credit cards, take a big hunk right before we retire and go on Obamacare, or loan from the 401k.
Sure.
That's about it.
Wow.
Now, once we're 65, then we don't have to worry about Obamacare stuff.
Okay.
We just got to worry about, how much of our Social Security are we willing to pay tax on.
Right.
And a lot of people, they just max it out at 85% every year. There's no way around it.
Sure.
We're going to pay double taxation.
Wow.
That's the breaks.
Now, is there, for that person who is doing this now, say they're in their late 40s or 50s and they're putting into their 401k through their employer, is there a way to convince the employer? I know you'd have to go to, but is there anything they can do to?
Absolutely. You don't need to save through your employer. You could save on your own.
Okay.
So, you could use.
You just maybe lose their match.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much only use your employer for what they match. And
Sure.
then everything else do on your own through your own individual IRAs, right? If your income limit's low enough, or through Roth IRAs, through the just after-tax account, right? That you can save as much as you want in those, right? There's no limits or anything. Or even, the cash value whole life. If you're funding all these other three nicely, number 4 in an ideal world would be the cash value whole life. Permanent, not necessarily whole life, but permanent life insurance with a pile of money in it.
And that's why it's important to come and see you and sit down.
Absolutely.
And figure out where you are.
Do you want a tax break today, or do you want flexibility and a tax break later in life? That's pretty much the decision you make now.
Sure.
And if you just want it today, I don't care, Wayne, I don't want to pay all that tax today, well, then you load up your 401k and you deal with the consequences later.
Right.
But that's a mistake.
But those consequences, as you have pointed out in this program,
They're ugly.
can be
They can be
catastrophic.
ugly. I mean, really, it's not fun to see.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Wow, absolutely. Well, don't make these mistakes. Call Wayne, 866-626-3990. Go to Wayne's website, todaysretirees.com. But don't just sit there and, do nothing. Do something and make sure you're not making these big mistakes. We'll see you the next time.